Yes.
And that's in what country?
Puerto Rico.
Okay. And when were you born?
17th of March 1922.
Okay. And your parents? Who were you?
Jose Ortiz Ramírez y Andrea León López de Ortiz.
What was your father's middle name?
Oh, Papa Ladislao.
Jose Ladislao Ortiz. Ortiz Ramirez.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because Ramirez is
Aybar-
his mother's name. Ortiz was his father's name.
Ramírez de Arellano. Esa era de una familia de Arellano.
Arellano is where in?
I have no idea.
Okay. Sounds Spanish from Spain, but we won't go into that. Now, when you were born, did you have any brothers or sisters who were already there before you?
Jose Ángel Ortiz.
Who was your elder brother? Now, what language did your parents speak when you were?
Spanish.
I ask you a funny question. Did your parents like you as a baby?
I guess so.
Did they tell you about you when you know, as you grew up, did they tell you that you were a good, a quiet baby, or were you sad, or were you sick?
They never talked too much about all those things.
Okay, so you don't remember them talking about you afterwards. Okay. When you were born, what was your father's occupation and your mother's occupation?
Well, Mommy was housewife in the beginning. And Papa, I think he was a foreman somewhere.
He was a foreman, and that's how he made money to provide
in
for
the
you.
beginning, yeah.
When you were a little girl, I want to ask you about what were the games that you played, if you played any. Do you remember?
I remember when I was about maybe 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
Before, I don't remember.
And what did you play when you were 5?
Dolls.
Uh-huh.
Dolls.
Were there any songs that you liked, special?
A la nanita, nanita Eva, mi mamá tiene sueño, bendito sea.
And what does that translate into? A la nanita.
Well, like a nana.
Nana is a...
Like a... How do you call it?
Caretaker? No, what do you call that? Nurse?
Like a... No, nurse is just a nana.
Nanny.
A nanny.
Nanny, something like that.
And what was the rest of the verse?
That's it. Nothing else.
Something about un aeroplanito?
Oh, un aeroplanito iba por el aire, tira una bolita, donde fue a parar.
Okay. These are children's rhymes.
Yeah.
Did you read poetry?
No.
And you said the toys you had were like dolls?
Dolls.
Anything else?
Well, we used to play with, they have this cucumber to give to the pigs.
Mm-hmm.
And so we used those to sit down. We used to make beds and all that. And just little things.
Mm-hmm.
We used to play under the house.
So your house was elevated?
Elevated like where you can play under, you know.
Uh-huh. And this was the house in Patillas?
Oh no, I don't remember nothing of Patillas.
Okay.
Because
Just after you were born you moved?
We moved to Patilla. I think I was about 2 years old and I don't remember a thing.
Mm-hmm. It's like me. I don't remember too much when I was 2 either. When you moved to what town?
To Calle,
And
Montellano.
in the town or in an urbanization?
It's like a barrio.
Urbanization called Montellano.
That's what I remember.
And was that a nice house?
Well, it was nice. It was big.
It was a big house?
Nice.
Did you share your
My room?
Room?
Oh, yeah. I think we had 2 beds in that room.
Mm-hmm. And
With
did you sleep in a bed or on the floor?
And the bed.
And what was the bed like?
Just a bed. It was soft. I don't know.
And who took care of you? Just your
My
mother?
mommy.
No one else?
Not that I know of. She was the best mother in the whole world.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember if there lived anyone else around you, or?
Well, sometimes we have our grandmother, my father's mother.
Uh-huh.
She used to come and stay with us.
What was her name?
Maria Cristina Ramirez de Arellano.
Okay. Maria Cristina
Ramirez de Arellano.
Ramirez de Arellano. Wow, what a big name. Okay. When you were little, up to, say, 5 years of age, was there any big events, like something very disturbing or very wonderful, like death in the family, or travel, or illness, or
That I don't
wars, or fighting?
I don't
You don't remember any of that. So it was a calm.
It was a very dull kind of life.
Okay, then did you go to kindergarten or first grade? And where did you go to first grade?
Montellano, too.
Okay.
Rural, what they call rural.
Rural school? And do you remember who the teacher was?
I have a few. I think I have. No, I don't remember. Let's see. It was. I can remember when I was a little bit older, but before I don't remember the teacher.
Okay. What was the?
Ana Maria Marcial maybe it was. I really don't remember.
Did you have books there, or?
They had some beautiful books, and I have not seen them anymore. They have some Luisito, come and see, and come and eat, and all that, those little things that they teach you in school.
So they were in English?
No, in Spanish.
They were in Spanish?
Yes, sir.
Did you learn English at the time?
Nothing.
When did you start learning English?
I think it was when I went to high school. If I'm not mistaken.
Did you ever travel anywhere?
The only thing we went was on Saturday that Mommy took us to a movie. That's all the only thing I remember.
Do you remember the kinds of movies you saw?
Oh, they
Were they talking movies? Or were they silent movies?
I think the first ones were silent.
Okay. And who was in the movies? Do you remember the actors?
I remember his face. I think I'm showing it. I think right now, but I don't remember
his name?
the name.
Okay.
Did you grow up with Johnny
Buster Grab, something like that.
Ah.
Buster Grab.
Buster Crabby?
You know that?
He was very good looking.
Okay.
Did you see Charlie Chaplin movies?
No.
How about like movies like Boris Karloff?
Oh yeah, but it was when I was already grown up.
Okay. So between 1928 and 37, you were age 6 to say 15. What do you remember of that time? If you can remember by years, I don't know. Some people can't.
1928 was when Elba was born.
Oh, okay. That you remember.
Yeah. Yes, I know everything.
So she was the
She was the baby. I mean, the girl baby.
Uh-huh.
And we love her like to death.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when she was small, she had some, somebody gave her some, I think it was myself, bacalao.
Yeah.
And I almost choked her
Oh,
because it had a,
it's hard to chew.
no.
Oh, the spines.
It's
Oh, goodness. And she was just a baby.
the baby.
Oops. What did they do to you for doing that?
No. It was
They
not
just told you,
Yeah,
don't
just-
do that again?
right.
Okay.
How much older are you than her?
The Milba.
Well, she would have been 6.
Yeah, because she will, I am 80, she will be
70.
96. She was born 96, I think. 96, 76. She's going to be 76.
Okay.
I think is that the way?
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna be 74.
No, George is going to be 74.
My goodness. You're all right on top of each other.
George was born 1988, and I'm
No,
28.
Okay. And she was born 1927.
26.
Oh, 26.
Mhm.
Okay.
She will be
So you were-
76.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Now
Wow.
it makes sense.
Mhm.
Wow.
Were you all healthy at that time, or were you thin or fat, or?
No, I was thin. I was always thin until I got married.
What kind of things did you eat? Did you like to make, or did your mother like to make
Mommy
for
used to
you?
make a lot of arroz con pollo,
Mm-hmm. And
soup and all that.
did you buy this at the store, or did you have chickens on your?
Oh, Mommy had the chickens in the farm, like a small farm, you know. Grew
She had enough for
Mhm.
herself.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't sell them. She just
No,
had them for herself.
Mhm.
Okay.
Did you buy live chickens in the market?
Mommy grew them. I don't know. I
Oh,
think
from
that-
chicks.
Mhm.
Ah.
She bought the feed, I guess,
Yeah.
to feed
And she
them.
had roosters and hens, so she
And
got
they were
babies.
over there. She used to put corn, throw corn and some
So you had the
rice.
little chicks.
Mhm, mhm.
And as you said before, the house was raised, right? I mean,
Mhm.
it wasn't touching the ground,
No.
so the chickens would run
Mhm,
underneath.
everywhere.
You didn't have to have a house for them, or
No.
did you?
Mhm.
And did your mother grow plants that you ate?
She loved the flowers. She loved flowers.
She had a lot of flowers and bushes, trees.
Pine.
You had
Some
pine trees
Pine trees, yeah.
in Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pine trees, those that are like, have those,
Mm-hmm.
like needles.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. And vegetables? Did she grow
Yeah,
vegetables?
she used to grow tomatoes, and there were so many cucumbers.
Mm.
You ate a lot of cucumbers.
Mm-hmm.
And you said
Because those cucumbers, they were growing in Don Agustin's farm, and they we
and
used
who
to.
was Don Agustin?
He was Papa's boss, something like that, and he was Tatin's father. He was my good
And
friend.
Tatin was he a relative?
But Tatin was the
Son of
he was the
Don
big,
Agustin,
the big
the big shot, the man with the money.
yeah. But they were very simple people.
Even though they had
And
the
they
more
loved
money.
us a lot. And we always went to see them wherever they were. And I remember I think I was in the third year of high school when he passed away. And it was a very big blow.
Mm-hmm. What year was that, do you think?
I don't know. Maybe 14, 15, something like that.
Okay. Let's see. I asked most of these questions.
When
Did,
we were
did
young,
you
we
go?
used to play-
Did you go to the same school as Aneda?
Yeah,
Because she remembers school to be
in the
English.
that was, they used to, in English, yes, was when you were in the high school
Uh-huh.
and all that, yeah.
But not in elementary.
I don't think so. I
Mm.
don't remember that.
Mm.
Maybe she has better memory than I do.
But you remember little, beautiful little books that you can't find anymore.
Mm.
Ah.
I wish I could, because they were so cute, pretty books.
Did they have, is it because they had drawings or
Drawings
or
and everything.
maps and
Drawings.
you remember the drawings?
Well,
Any
like hens, pigs, you know, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Cats and dogs, and they were so pretty. I guess it was because I was young and they were so pretty.
Because you didn't have any, did you have any books in your house?
No. Mm-mm.
No kind of books at all?
Only school. Only school.
Only at school?
Mm.
What other things did you remember that you owned that belonged to you? Others, I mean, obviously you shared the bed, so it wasn't yours.
Mm.
You had your own clothes, but anything else that you had?
Mommy used to do our clothes.
Mm-hmm. Your mother made your clothes?
Mm.
But did you have any, did you have a sewing machine?
Mommy had. I didn't learn anything about my sewing, but Aneda did.
Did you have toys or?
Yes, those dolls, simple things, little cars, all that.
Okay.
Mhm.
And
I
did you,
remember for Freakin's Day she would put some little, things, simple things, just 10, 15, 25 cents. No.
like marbles and
Uh-huh, right.
tops,
Uh-huh.
spinning
Yeah,
tops?
spinning top.
Did you live in a town where the people brought things to the house, like the bread
No,
man?
we lived most of the time, when I was growing up, we lived in the
Country.
in the country, yeah. And the only thing that we really have and we enjoy a lot was playing baseball with the neighbors, Tatín, Baltita, Cookie, they were all.
But did you have a real baseball bat or did you use a stick?
No, we stick and this, we used to play ball with this, they were yellow, like a fruit, but you could not eat it. It was like a yellow lemon.
Yellow seed or
Or
something?
something like that. It looked like a yellow lemon, yellow lemon,
Mm-hmm.
and we used to bat with the stick or some whatever we used to with our hands and all that, and then that fruit, whatever it was, used to put where our clothes stained.
No.
Oh, and mommy gave us some. But my neighbors, they used to come most every day in the afternoons. After dinner, we used to play a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls we played too. She put her hands like this, and I put my hand, and then the others pass. I don't remember now.
Like a dance?
No, just you put the hands like this, and we hold hands, and then we go under, like this, and then we go. Let me see.
It's like road dancing.
No,
This, yeah.
No?
we used to play this too.
Let's see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. It was such a long time. Alá limón que se rompió la fuente. Alá limón que se rompió la fuente. Something, let me say. La más grande. I don't remember very well, but it was like that. And then the last one that we had there, that's the one that has to stay or get out.
Yeah, I
That's
remember
very
that
cute.
kind of game.
Those were good
Rhyme
days.
games, yeah.
Good days. Safe.
You always felt safe and you had everything yourself, mostly. You grew things for yourself. You had your own meat because it was running around.
Chicken.
And
On the hard time, my mother used to grow pigs, and she would sell them. And they
Oh.
would give her some.
How big did those pigs become?
Oh, something pounds big.
Now the pigs you have to have in a pen.
Yeah,
'Cause,
that's
you can
and they
smell
have
the
to
chickens.
and they have to be clean,
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And
And
you
Mommy
had
used to sew. It was.
Did you have to feed the animals?
Yeah, we used to throw them the corn and the rice and all that.
And you gave the pigs the trash?
Oh, Mommy used to take care of that. And
Did
that
you
they
have
clean, don't smell.
Did you have electricity in that house?
No, no.
So you
used
cooked
to-
with what? With
With charcoal.
charcoal and I hear something. Cut.
Tomatoes.
It's
Somebody's on the porch.
No, they're going upstairs.
Oh, sorry. All right. What I wanted to ask was, did you ever have an occasion to write anything, write letters or write poetry or things like that? No? No writing utensils, no books? No. Just at school? So that's probably why they seem so unusual and beautiful, since you never saw them. Okay. Now we're getting you to be a teenager, say 16. Were you still in Montellano, or did you move?
I stayed in Montellano until I got married.
Okay, and so in other words, you guys still lived in that out
In the same
in the-
house.
the same house.
Yeah.
And you got married at what age?
I was 19.
Okay. And you had finished high school?
Oh yeah. And I went to nursing school for a year, and then I got married.
Where did you go to nursing school?
The Presbyterian Hospital,
And where is that?
San Juan.
And would you stay in a dormitory to be there?
Yes, yes.
So there were other girls?
Oh yeah.
A lot of other girls taking this
In
course?
the same college.
Why did you want to be a nurse?
I didn't. Just Mommy sent me there, and that was it.
Why did your mother want you to be a nurse?
Because we didn't have money to do anything else.
She thought that would be a good thing for you to do?
Because I have this cousin Paquita,
Mm-hmm.
and she was one of the,
High
yeah, in school.
employees
Mhm.
at the
The
school?
nurse.
At the
In
nursing
the
school?
nursing school,
I see. And she thought she could get you into the school and
Oh
then
yeah,
get you a job.
For a little money. Just for, I didn't have to pay too much because she took care of that.
Okay,
So
when
I
you
went for 1 year and I did pretty good, but I didn't like it.
why didn't you like it?
It's dirty somehow. But I don't care now. I have been taking care of my father and my mother and everybody, and
So you ended up doing some nursing
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. Right.
Well, you never know in life. You never know where you're gonna go, although you think you do. Let's back up to where you were in high school. What did you like about high school, if anything?
Well, just to go and be out of the house.
It was a good thing to get away from the house. Why? Is there something wrong with the house?
For nothing, just to have the life, you know. We didn't do anything else.
Did you have a good relationship with your mother and father?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Papa was never around, so not much.
Where was he?
Heaven knows.
He was,
He was a good father. I don't tell you he was not, but he was not a very, how do you say?
homebody?
Homebody. He went with his friends, I guess.
Did you, what things in high school did you do that you enjoyed? What classes and?
I used to, and I have good grades in Spanish, but that. And in English I was not that good.
You weren't good in English? You sound pretty good in English now.
Yeah, but remember, I was 15 years in Fort Benning, 13. And I was 3 years in Germany.
Okay, when you were in, I want to go back to when you were in high school. Did you take sewing classes?
I think so, yeah.
You're not sure?
Yes, we had sewing classes and cooking classes.
And did you say your mother did sewing?
Mm-hmm. That's what he made her life in New York.
But did she do it when you were in high school?
Oh yeah, she was.
Oh
the
yeah,
one.
you said that. That's where I got
That's
it. She made your
all
clothes.
our clothes, and they were beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And she used to make them so nice that everybody thought we were rich, and we were just.
You weren't rich.
Oh no.
What would you say
were
that
very
were
poor.
you were low class, middle class, high class?
I think we were middle class anyway.
You felt middle class.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me see what else. And you said you were always thin. Did you always have good health?
Oh yeah.
Did you ever get very sick?
Not that I remember.
Anybody in your family?
The only one that was sick, very sick, was George.
George got sick?
Yeah.
What did he have?
Mm. Something of the bones, like
Rickets.
What do you say?
Rickets?
Rickets.
Rickets.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
What was that like?
Bone malformation.
But
Actually, usually a disease associated with malnutrition.
Probably.
Yeah.
Was there a time that you would say that you were had?
Well, I don't think so, because I never got sick. I didn't get sick. The only time I went and I got sick was when I went to have all before kids.
Okay.
Did you have good friends in high school?
Oh yeah.
The same friends like Tatin and his family,
Oh
or?
yeah, Tatin and his family, and Carmen Rosa. Oh, we have a lot of friends.
Where does Carmen
Calle.
Rosa live? She
Yeah,
lived in Calle?
Yeah, she had money. You know, she was well. She was not rich, but was well
How did you know her?
in school, and she used to come to my house to play too, and all that.
Just a friend from school. Nothing related to the family, or?
No.
Okay.
Do you still know where she is now?
Oh yeah. When
Yeah?
I go to Puerto Rico, most of the time she goes to see me, and then she takes us places. And
How old is she? Your age?
I am older than she is, but it's, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I think
Close.
she's like Lida's age, something like that.
Okay. All right. So then you did this 1 year of nursing school,
Mhm.
which you didn't like,
Mhm.
and you stayed in a
It's
dormitory.
a dormitory, yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And you didn't like the school, so you went back home to your mother in
When I
Calle?
went on vacation, Victor decided if I wanted to
Who was
get married,
Victor?
my husband, my boyfriend, and he decided, let's get married. And I said, okay. So we got married.
Now wait a minute, back up. When did you meet this boyfriend guy?
I think it was, that in the plaza. You used to go there. Mommy used to take us. She would go to Marta, her sister.
In Calle, in the plaza in Calle.
And then,
And that was where everybody went,
yeah,
because there's nothing else to do.
everybody was to go around the plaza, walking and walking and walking and walking. And he used to watch me and say, that's what he told me. That's the girl I'm going to marry. And I couldn't stand him.
Why couldn't you stand him?
I don't know. I couldn't stand him. And he used to, when he met, I had
Sounds like your mother.
he had a little thing here, I had a little thing here,
Uh-huh.
like a little spot or something. And he used to say, I work with the doctor, I can take that up,
A splinter.
No, it was like a sore or something.
Uh-huh.
And then later he took me to the doctor and all that, and the doctor used to take care of me. Yeah, and, but then
Where was he
he
living?
was very persistent
Where was he living?
in the camp.
There was a camp where in
Henry
Calle?
Henry Barracks.
Henry Barracks in Calle
Calle.
was the United States Army.
Yeah.
And there were, do you know how many many men there were there?
Oh, a lot.
Many?
I don't remember.
Hundreds?
Oh yeah. He used to work in the hospital.
There was a military hospital
He
in
used to
Calle.
he used to work in the.
Where was he from?
Victor wasn't from San Juan.
Oh, okay.
He was a city boy,
Mhm.
not a country boy like you.
No.
You guys were from the country.
We lived in Calle in Henry Barracks, I guess, in the plaza, and that was it.
So you met him, and was he in his uniform?
Sometimes. Most of the time they are in civilians. They were. And then he used to come, and he used to go to the country where we were,
Mm-hmm.
and he would go with a friend or something, and there was like a barn,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to watch him from the window.
What was in the barn?
They had some things like the cucumber boxes and all that, and horses and
Who did that belong to?
Don Agustin.
Oh, I see. And so he would visit their family?
Yeah. No, he used to go to the barn just to see me or whatever.
To
But
see
I
if he
never-
could see you and you could see him, but you
But
didn't.
I never got out to see him out there. Never. I would get embarrassed even to hold our hands. Just to hold hands.
You were really shy.
So, how did he? So he decided he was going to marry you the first
Yeah,
time he
kept
saw
telling-
you.
He said every time I said that I was going to marry you, and I did. See that?
And now, as I understand it, he was considerably older than you.
Oh yeah, he was. I think it's 9 or 10, 1914.
So he was a lot older than you, and
He was born in 1914.
so he was in. He was.
What
You were a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
and he was already in his 20s,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
and he was a soldier.
Yeah, he was a soldier, and I was in school when I met him.
Right. And you went to nursing school, and you knew him
And I
still,
already was her girlfriend,
his girlfriend.
his girlfriend.
And when you were in San Juan doing the nursing school
He
year,
used to visit him.
he visited
Mhm.
you, and did you guys go out?
Yeah, we went to see his mother that used to live in San Juan too.
Okay. He would visit his mother, and then he would come and see you, or you would
he,
go?
he took me to see his mother.
How did he
we
take
asked a
you? You
permit.
took a bus?
Oh yeah.
He never had a car, right?
Not until we went to Germany.
Okay.
And one night we came home. We came back to from the San Juan. We late, and the doors were closed, and I
So-
didn't know what to do.
How did you get back in, or you didn't? You went
I
back
was-
to his
I was
mother's
not-
house?
No. What I did was I wait until what do you say, the one that were to replace the other turn. It was
The guard?
it was one
Night guard. Night
the
shift.
night shift from 3 to 11 and from 11 to 7. So I had to wait until 11 o'clock, and the next day they got me, and
What did they do to you?
well, they called me, I'm not bad.
They told your mother.
Mhm.
How did you feel about that?
Oh, and he wanted me to elope with him, to go to New York so that they didn't have to do anything to me. And I said, no, I don't do that to my mom.
Boy, he was a rascal.
Mm. He was very mature.
Did you have a big wedding?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's nice. It was nice, not too big, because there was not too much money.
Mm.
And Mommy bought the dress or made it very pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, either used for her for some. And I use it too. I don't know, it's not for her wedding, but. to
Oh,
go
yeah, I
dancing.
think I heard this story. She
go
cut it
dancing.
and then made it into a dancing dress. Nothing, not to go to waste.
Mhm. And I went to live in Calle, in San Juan, in this room, until they gave us our house in Buchanan.
What room?
In a room, like rented a room.
You rented a room?
In a house. In a nice house, nice family. He used to know everybody in San Juan. Almost everybody in San Juan.
Where was that?
Because he was born in San Juan. Okay.
Hmm.
He knew us, a lot of people.
I see.
Mm.
Before I continue, I wanted to go back to when you lived in Montellano with your mother and father.
Mhm.
Did your father have a car, or did
No.
he ride a
He
horse?
had ride a horse.
And the horse, how many horses did you have?
I think he had just one, but I think it belonged to Don Agustin too.
Well, it wasn't even his horse.
No, I don't think so.
And your mother rode maybe your mother rode a horse when she was younger,
Probably.
because I recall someone telling me a story about your mother riding a horse. Okay. So now you get married, and you were married in Calle or San Juan? In Calle.
In Ana Maria Marcial's house, not in mine.
And Ana Maria Marcial was a teacher?
My teacher and my godmother.
Your teacher and your godmother. Very good. Now, is she still around? No,
No.
she's passed away.
She came to visit her son in Disney, not in Disney, but close on that town.
Orlando?
In Orlando, but no, not in Orlando, just close to it. But I don't remember the name.
Okay.
It's-
We have to take a little break here.
No, they are not like you. They like to talk. Sometimes I don't have anything to talk, so I don't talk.
Yeah. Well, she's She never
She always
has.
has something to say.
She's always talking about something.
We're rolling whenever you want to go.
All right, we had gotten to the point where you were 19 years of age and you had married Victor,
Mm-hmm.
who knew everybody in San Juan.
Mm-hmm.
And where did you live after that?
After
Yeah, when you got married, you lived where?
we lived in this, we rented a room.
Yeah, you were telling us about
because they
that.
were finishing the houses in Buchanan. So after they finished, they called him and he has his apartment in Buchanan.
And Buchanan was a
Two-story.
military
A military
housing development. And what kind of a house was that?
It was a two-story house, just like there was in Calle, more or less,
Okay.
but 2 stories.
So that was all for you and Victor by yourself?
It has 3 bedrooms.
3 bedrooms.
3, yeah.
Wow.
Downstairs was the dining room, just like any other house.
Was that normal housing for, what was his rank at the time? Or do you remember?
I think he was a staff sergeant.
Staff sergeant, okay.
Those were the only ones that could get an apartment. They have to be sergeants, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. I lived there for...
Now this was a modern house with
Yeah, it was
electricity and...
with everything, yeah.
Okay. And did you have a refrigerator and
Yeah, to everything.
everything? Okay.
And I don't know how, but if, somehow he found a washing machine to
Also.
see. I guess it belonged to the hospital, but he kept it, and that's what we have.
What hospital was that?
Martina New Hospital.
Martin?
Mm-hmm.
And is that where Victor worked?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he was staff sergeant assigned to a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And how long were you there at that house?
That's where was Lida born, I think. And
Lida was your firstborn,
Mm-hmm.
and she was born in what year?
Mm-hmm. The 4th of February 1943. No, 6.
46. Yeah, because you were married in...
43.
Wait a minute, but you
Lida
were...
was born in 1943. I was married in 1941.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I was thinking of Anita. Okay.
I think I have made. You know what? I really don't remember what I have made. He must have been there too.
She must have been born in Buchanan also.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
what?
think they all were born in Buchanan.
But the hospital that we were born...
They were born in, they just called Diaz Garcia, a private hospital.
It wasn't military.
No, this was a private hospital.
And why was that?
I have all of you with the same doctor. He's in some part of Santurce.
What was his name?
Diaz Garcia. At that time was Diaz Garcia.
That was the name of the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember your doctor's name?
Dr. Antonio Ramos Oyer. I will never forget him.
So he gave birth to your 4 children, and you... The last one was Victor, born in 1950.
51.
51. So you were in Buchanan for 8 years?
Yeah, more
or more.
Yeah,
That was a long time to be in one place.
Yeah, I think,
Then what happened?
Then they said they were going to send Victor. They were going to send him to Korea. So I was supposed to stay with my godmother Ana Maria. to stay with her
And where did she live?
in Montellano too.
Oh, back in Calle. Uh-huh.
But then the hospital, the San Martin hospital, they found somehow to keep him because he was very good working in the hospital.
Right.
And
They didn't want to lose him.
And his 4 children, you know.
So they were going to send him alone and leave you for
For
a
some
while.
time until he could find a house. So until
In
they could
Korea?
find he was supposed to go to Korea,
Wow.
but they didn't send him. And the last time, they didn't send him.
But eventually what happened?
Then eventually in 1950,
54?
53, was that we went to Germany.
They sent him to
To
Germany.
Germany.
And what town was that they sent you
Well,
to?
first, when we got there, it was in Frankfurt.
And
then
how did you get there? By boat?
by plane. They were going to send me by boat, but then in the last minute they decided they didn't want to send me with the 4 children, or maybe the officer, his boss, whatever, did something, and they were supposed, no, well, they canceled mine somehow. So I went to the hospital and I talked to this officer and I said, I'm living with somebody, with Provi, do you not remember Provi, a good friend, with my 4 children, and I don't like it because my children, you know, and I bet they bumped me because they wanted to send somebody else, you know, in my place.
So you had lost your apartment in Buchanan, or?
My house. I moved to a place to live until Victor sent for me.
Oh, you had already moved, anticipating his leaving for Korea.
Mhm.
Then at the last minute
They didn't send him, so I had to. I went to the big boss there in there. I didn't speak too good English, but he was an officer. I said, something happened. They were going to send me, and I am in this boarding house, and I just want to leave. I just don't want to stay here because I am very uncomfortable. Then he said, and what happened? Well, I have my orders here, and I showed him everything. So he said, okay, go, and don't worry about it because I'll take care of this. So he did, and we were going to Germany in a month or so. We were going to Germany. He did something about it.
Okay, and then you said your destination was Frankfurt.
We went to Frankfurt, and then
when you got there, what happened?
when I got there, he was not there. He had been transferred to Stuttgart. By train, it was about 3 hours, something like that.
Okay.
And
So what did you do in Frankfurt?
we stayed in Frankfurt until Victor found the apartment.
Where did they put you, in a hotel?
No, we stayed there until Victor was ready to move to this apartment too.
So they had an
From
apartment
the
for you,
army.
or a house?
Yeah, it was an apartment, and it was.
Okay.
They were new. They were very nice, big. You don't remember that?
No, they were. This was belonged to the military, or
Yeah.
was this
Mhm.
borrowed by, leased by the military?
No, because first they moved us to the economy. That means a civilian house. It was like a palace. It was so big. So what I did was I put all the beds
In one room?
in one room. It would look like a house. Just because we were scared all the time. And then they moved us to this place, and it was nice. The apartment was very nice.
In Frankfurt also?
No, the apartment was in, was in Stuttgart, and it has another name, but I really don't remember.
Okay.
And then the economy was good.
Was it on the first floor or second floor
The
apartment?
I think it was in the second floor.
I did too. I recall that we could look through the
Remember
window
that you
and
used
look
to-
down.
Mhm.
Something reminds me of second floor something.
Yeah, it was in second floor. And then it was a big apartment, nice. It was nice. Nice apartment.
And you had
And I
furniture in there, or was it
they
your
have
furniture,
everything.
or
They have
it was
everything.
already furnished
Uh-huh.
because it was
And
military?
there, that's where I lived by the 3 years that we stayed there.
3 years. Okay. So 53.
We stayed until 65.
Your children
At the
were-
end of 55.
Your children were, let's see.
They went to school there.
3 years old to. Lita was. How old was Lita?
Lida
10.
When we
Lita
left-
was 10, no?
No, Lida was a little bit older. Lida was about 12 years.
12 years
No.
of age. That was your eldest, and Millie was 11.
Mm-hmm. And you were only 5 years old,
Okay,
and Betty was 2.
or 3. He's 2 years behind. Okay, and who did you meet there? Or, were there a lot of other families
Yeah.
like yours? Were there a lot of Puerto Ricans, or?
Yeah, we had a few. We had a few, and I had a good friends. Remember that one that has 3 girls?
What was her name? You don't remember? And she had 3 little girls. Whose age? Lita's, or what ages were they?
They were younger than Lida and Milagro.
Okay. And did your children go to school?
Oh yeah, they went to school. They went to the. Yeah, they used to send a bus to get her. And all that.
To get your
To
eldest,
pick them up.
or
Take
both?
them to school.
And your 2 little ones, they didn't go to school.
No, not in the beginning, but then they did go. You did go to kindergarten.
She's talking to the interviewer. Your next to youngest, named after you, Nelsie. You called Coochie.
Oh yeah.
And she went to kindergarten. How far was the kindergarten?
It was in the. I think they had to go to the base
And how did they get to the base?
by bus. They used to send for them.
So it was
Because
So
they are-
all of them got
because
this
there
bus.
Because they are, the next door was a colonel.
A colonel.
A colonel, and they used to come to get their children, so they had to come and take mine.
And then was it English speaking school?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
military.
Everything.
United States Army.
Mhm.
Okay, so they were Army brats.
Yeah.
How did you like Germany?
It was so good. It was my first time out of Puerto Rico, and it was very hard in the beginning, but
Well-
then you get used to it, like everybody else, I guess.
So you practiced your English?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, I didn't know too much, but I did get along fine.
Did you go any places when you were there? Where did you go shopping, and what did you do?
Well, I went shopping in the economy, the German economy. They call it economy, so that you can.
What was that, like a market, like a
Just
mall or
all the
something?
stores, different stores
Off base.
of base.
And how did you get there?
Somehow there were buses that would take us and bring us back.
Okay.
The only place I went, because 4 children, not enough money, Mommy sent Victor money, Victor paid him. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. Mommy, Victor paid mommy for the car. It was $500. And remember that we went to
Whose car was this?
Victor boy
From?
for $500.
From whom?
Somebody over there, I don't know. And it
Why
was
do you say Victor paid mom?
Porque we didn't have any money. So I told mommy if we could
To lend you some money.
So she did.
Okay.
She sent it $500, and we paid her back.
So you borrowed some money to buy a car in
Then
Germany.
we used to go to, around, but not with 4 children and not much. He used to make about maybe $100 or so with 4 children.
$100 a month?
Probably, because it was. When I got married to him, all he made was $79 a month.
Okay. What do you remember of Germany? Do you remember
When we went to
the war
No, they
effect, or it was already over? And
no, it was when I was living the economy before I moved to Stuttgart. They used to send this man to tell us that if we were going to, if something happened, that they could have to take us away. They will separate us.
that's what they were telling you?
Yeah, yes, because if something happened, and that I had to have ready blankets, all kind of things, the coats that we bought, and all that, and I couldn't sleep. I was,
In other words, he thought maybe there would be bomb threats or something, and they would have to
prepare.
They would have to evacuate you.
That was it. It was, in the beginning, but it was nice. After that, we used to go to the parks, and
In Stuttgart.
and then we went to Ludwigsburg to see the castles and all that. They have beautiful castles with everything, like the museum.
And your children like this? Or
Oh,
you had to
yeah.
carry the
Yeah.
baby everywhere?
Yeah, I never left them. No. The only time I left my children when we got to Fort Benning, that they were a little bit older, and I used to go to the bingos and all that, and they would stay by themselves, because Lida already was about
16?
14, 15 or something like that.
Okay. Were there any other places you lived in Germany, and
No.
what do you remember? No? That was it?
That was it. Then they sent us by plane to the base in New York. I don't remember the name.
Fort Dix?
Huh?
Fort Dix.
No, it was
Not Stewart.
It was in New York, and they sent us a big bus for us for us 6, and we went through Newfoundland, and I was
Newfoundland?
terrified. Huh?
So then you landed in Canada?
No, Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
That's Canada, though.
Newfoundland
Canada.
is Canada?
It's not that.
It's north.
I don't know. I know that we were.
And they sent a bus for you to ride all the way down to New York City?
When we went,
Long time.
we got there. They're waiting for us, and we say that.
So you went in a military transport? Military.
We
They
gotta
were
stop.
calling-
We gotta change tape.
Okay.
Le llamaban the plane